If you want more power and distance, well, you need more vertical force in your golf swing. So in this video, you're going to learn exactly what that is and how to do it. Let's get stuck in. Nice, dude. Super powerful. You can hear the whip of that club through the impact, right? And a lot of that has to do with how much force you're applying into the ground and then your extension through impact, right? So your body finishing in this big, tall position. And we see players who struggle with their contact, so low point control, and also speed could benefit from really one main move in transition and then coming out into the follow through. It's all about how much they're pushing into the ground, isn't it?
100%, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not, we're going to focus on vertical force here, but in theory, the greater all of the forces are into the ground, the potential for more speed you've got. But certainly the one in particular where vertical force, it really has a big influence on clubhead speed and that attack angle helping control low point as well.
Yeah, and most players at home, if they're going to try and speed up their swing, they would tend to make the same body motion and just really try and crank up their arms. But we see that actually usually has a negative effect on the way that they're moving their body relative to the ground, right? So we've got a big old ball here, mate, and we saw how fast you were swinging that then. What was the clubhead speed on that?
So 93 miles per hour.
Yeah, so very, very fast there, guys. That's going to send a long way, assuming the strike is in a good position. But this little drill is going to help with both of those pieces. So let's run through this drill with the 4 kilogram med ball that you've got there.
Yep, 4 kilograms. So I'm going to have my left hand underneath almost like a T, just holding it up into the air. My right hand is going to go not directly on top, just slightly behind the ball. From here, you're going to get that kind of load. And again, we've talked about that heel toe in the last video, trying to get that same feeling. From here, all we're trying to do is just slam this ball into the ground as hard as we can. For us to throw this into the ground, we've got to push into the ground with our feet. So this is really going to help you feel that vertical force increase. So back, up.
Let's do one from face on for the guys as well. And as you do that, man, I just want to bring some awareness for the guys at home, really to pay close attention to this lead side here, this front leg. And I'll catch this one on the bounce. But as he does that and push down a lot for me, perfect. You can see how the pressure in his feet specifically goes down towards his left heel here. You can see how that lead side extends. His hips are very far forward and his chest is tall. Now, this would be the same athletic motion that you would make in any other sport. If you're going for like a super powerful throw, your body would extend, a baseball hit, a tennis forehand, anything similar to that. It's all very relative to an athletic dynamic motion, which encourages us, or we need, good use of our ground forces doing this. And this is what Matty's doing here with the ball, throwing that in, the reaction his body then lifts and extends. You can see how powerful that is. Now, let's say the players do get themselves one of these balls, mate. They do that a couple of times and then transitioning that into a few swings. Are they trying to recreate that same feel really through how their legs are moving? Or is it more of a think about the finish component? What would you suggest?
The way you finish is going to tell you a lot about what's happened coming down into impact. But for me, it's just, trying to repeat that same feeling, just trying to feel like you really push into the ground, get that extension. You might even feel like an extreme in your practice swing would almost be like jumping out the ground. Don't be afraid to really exaggerate that. Jump up out the ground and you'll feel that, you'll find it very hard to actually hit the ground from jumping out the ground because that attack angle is going up so much from that extreme feeling.
And I would make a quick note here, guys, is this is not really all about creating like a huge amount of power. It's actually just improving your overall sequence with the golf swing, isn't it? And I think that's a common misconception of when we see drills like this prescribed, players go, I just want to hit it straight. I don't really care about distance. And what would you say to that in terms of the technicalities of how we use the ground?
For me, the majority of our movement comes from the way we interact with the ground. So, having the correct interaction with the ground in theory is then going to have a domino effect on how the rest of the body moves and how you deliver that club. So people say, I don't want to get more distance, I want to be straighter, but sometimes people get too delicate and too armsy and they're just not letting everything flow through as much. And really for me, the way we interact with the ground, like I said, has that effect on how the body moves, which then affects how that club moves.
Okay, wonderful. So this is a 4 kilo ball here, mate. Is this the weight that you would recommend or?
Yeah, I'll probably go as low as 2 kg. If I've got a big strong guy or girl in the gym with me, I'll get them on the 4, maybe even 8 kg. But yeah, 4 kg is a good one. 2 kg if you're obviously a little bit weaker side.
For sure. And is that just to build the awareness of like using a lot of your core muscles and stability to try and push that ball into the ground, so it has that effect back?
I'd say it's more, you know, you don't want something too heavy where risk of injury goes up, but then also you just lose your speed. You know, at the end of the day, we're trying to increase speed with this drill. You know, if I was trying to pull a 10 kilogram weight versus a 2 kilogram weight, you know, it's about that balance of not too much weight, but not too little.
Minimum effective dose, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 100%, yeah. Right, okay, let's see what club head speed we can get with a nice little strike.
All right, man. Certainly looked like it fizzed off. 95 mile per hour, so jumped up a couple just from doing a few of those reps. Only about a 4th or 5th swing in the day, guys, so you can see how effective this sort of thing is. Definitely try this one out in the gym with a fitness professional. Make sure you get the right weight so you're not going to do yourself any damage, but really work on your interaction with the ground, and it can really upgrade your swings.